This is crazy. This is nuts. And the Jumbotron, too. If they told me about that, I don't know if I would have done this. But I want to start off by repeating what Majid said at the beginning. We're here to celebrate. So what I'd like you to do, I was going to say to blow the roof off. We don't have a roof, so you have to scream even louder. On the count of 3, I would like us to make as much happy noise as we possibly can. 1, 2, 3. Let's hear it. So awesome. And I feel, following Myra, my students inspire me every day. All day, because they text me at night if they have a question, so I get a little inspired then. But Myra is what this is all about, isn't it? Her story is actually more typical than atypical in many ways, I think. And that's why, we're here to celebrate. So I didn't train on the, what is it called? The teleprompter. Thanks, Kat. Because I was teaching at the time. So I'm doing this old school. So bear with me. I'm going to be reading. Okay. So hello, graduates. Hello, parents, friends, faculty, and OCC and Coast Community College district administrators. Again, I can't get over how lucky I am to be here. Not only am I lucky, I get to teach Shakespeare. I taught Shakespeare this morning. Shakespeare's my dream. I get to talk about that. And I tell friends that I work with, who don't work with me, that they don't get it. That I said, remember when you were a little kid and the next day was going to be an exciting one like Christmas and you couldn't sleep? I'm such a nerd that I get that way about the classes that I teach. I'm so excited about what we're going to talk about the next day in my Shakespeare class or something that I can't sleep. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about that. Sorry to admit that. It's kind of, but... in addition to that, as Dennis said, I get to co-coordinate the Puente project, work with these amazing students, and I get to work with my friend, counselor, faculty member, and all together amazing person, Maria Traver. Maria, where are you? Are you here? So, again, we're here for celebration. But what exactly are we celebrating? I know Majid had talked about this a little bit before, and so did Myra. For years, I've also told friends that one of the nice things I look forward to every year, you have to be an optimist to be a teacher, right? I think. Because the nice thing is that every semester you get to start all over again. That's true for students too, isn't it? Like, oh, this semester, I'm really, really going to do it. This is going to be the semester that I pull it off. But for me, I tell people that I'm going to get to meet 120 new people every semester that I'd never met before. And I'm going to get to know them pretty well, most of them. And some of them I'll know for a long time. 2 weeks ago, we had our Puente 25th anniversary, and there were students there from my very first Puente class. Okay, so I get to see students from my teaching past all the time. And the beauty of it is these students that come into the classroom, it's not like high school. They've come voluntarily, right? They're not forced to be there. You want to be there because I think you want to be a better person, right? You want to make life better for your family, maybe. It's an amazing thing, and it's not easy to get there. When I think of the students in the class, I also think of the long road to get there. First of all, you had to think about whether college was even for you, as Rashid mentioned, right? And Myra kind of alluded to it too. Do I even want to do this? And then once you decide, and it's probably a little back and forth, I'm going to do it, I'm not going to do it, I'm going to do it, I'm not going to do it, okay, I guess I'll do it. And then after that, what do you have to do? You have to register, you have to find classes in the catalog. When you finally do that, then the first day of school, remember that first day, the very first semester? That wasn't easy for anybody. Nobody had an easy time with that. I don't care who you are. Scary stuff. And then you get here, and then you're dealing with another gauntlet, right? Find the school. You know, and some people, I mean, half my students take the bus, so find the bus route to the school, or find a friend who could take you to school. And then when you finally get here, our campus is this confusing parallelogram, right? It's not a square. You know, faculty know when anybody asks you how to get someplace, it's kind of difficult, even if you know the campus pretty well. You know, and now there are new, well, now we have a new trademark. I think the observatory, we'll be able to say, well, see that thing sticking up over there? That's going to be our point of reference. I think that's going to help us out a lot. And then, you get to the classroom and you sit there. Remember, faculty, when that first day of class you walk in, it's completely silent. Right? Nobody knows anybody, and they're just sitting there like this, looking ahead. And what they're waiting to see is you. Like, who am I going to be stuck with? Who's going to be torturing me? Oh, I'd like the way we could do that. That's cool. I don't know if I'm liking it or not. I wanted to make sure. If they had told me, I didn't even know this was going to be here. I almost didn't shave, and I don't know if I trimmed properly. It's like, don't anybody say anything, okay? But, it's definitely was a move out of your comfort zone. And you did it. You did it that semester. Yes. You did it that semester, the next semester, maybe not the semester after that for some of you, then the next semester, but you did it, and you're here. This is an amazing accomplishment when you think of all of this. So much to be thinking of, especially for a lot of you, too, that I think that, I had two group of friends when I was in high school, and one group had super high expectations coming down from their parents. You're going to the university, and that's it, and they grew up with that in their minds. But I didn't grow up with that. I had nobody expecting me, and I know this is true for you, because I know my students expecting you to go to school. Where did that come from? Somehow you listened to somebody, or you just trusted. I always tell students on the first day, you're here on blind trust. You don't even know why you're here. Do you know why you're here? And they all look at me and go, I love their honesty. They're not quite sure why they're there. So that makes it, even in a way, to me, more heroic. I like the waving. But one thing I will say, even if nobody urged you on, if you look around this space, you can see tangible proof that nobody did this alone, right? Maybe mom and dad didn't sit down and do your homework with you. Maybe they didn't even ask you about your classes. But the very fact that all these people are here are proof that you didn't do it alone. So I would like to, I'm going to try a little audience participation here. You guys are participating anyway with the Jumbotron, so maybe this will be easier. What I would like is I would like all parents of graduates to please stand up. Would parents please stand? Please stand. And stay standing for a minute. Yes. Okay, now parents, stay standing. Now what I would like is family members, brothers, sisters, uncles, aunts, cousins, grandparents, to stand up with the parents too. You stand up, please. Yes. And now, friends who've come to watch their famous graduate, join the crowd of standers. Yes. I'm hearing that. We love you. Yes, we do. Okay, now everybody stay standing. Now I would like the graduates, you're already kind of doing this, but I would like you to stand and turn around and look at your supporters and thank them. All right. What a moment, right? Isn't this beautiful? Okay, everybody can sit down now, sorry. I love it. Okay, I'm starting to like the Jumbotron. I'm starting to like it. But seeing this amazing scene really reminds me a lot of that classroom that I saw. Because where can you go other than a space like this with students, their teachers, their parents, that's going to have this kind of support, real support for real work. It's a pretty rare thing, I think. And that's one of the reasons I've stayed with education. So we've all had help. Nobody's done this alone. It's really, really about that, I think. I often ask my students, too, and I think this is a point where you guys are, maybe we'll be thinking more about this tomorrow. I always ask my students, what enables the choices that we make? Because when a student will come to me and say, and maybe this will sound familiar too, well, I don't have my essay today because I had homework to do in my math class, and I was going to do it late, but it was 3 a.m, and my response is, oh, so you chose not to do it. And they look at me startled, like, what are you talking about? I said, well, at one point you made a choice. I'm not going to do this when it's due. Actually, they're as speechless as you right now. They have nothing to say when I say that. I go, I know that's kind of mean, but it's real, okay? So we talk about choices. I talk about choices a lot because they can affect our lives deeply. What choices, for example, what leads a person to put people down or act like a bully? What leads one person to that and to not care about other people at all? But what leads another person to really care, to lead a life of service? Where does that come from? I think that all of us have at least one person in our lives. We have to, in order to be successful people, well-focused people, fulfilled people, we have to have at least one person who helped us. For a lot of you, that person may be here in this space. They may be someplace else. They maybe only be here in spirit, like my wonderful sister Gina who passed away recently, or like my lovely Nana who raised me. But they're there with you. Wherever they were, they loved you and wanted what was best in life for you. So what I would like us to do, this is another audience participation thing, but kind of the opposite of the last one. In our busy, overwhelming lives, I want us to take 30 seconds to just think about that one person. Just take a time out and be completely quiet for 30 seconds and think about that one person who made the big difference in your life. Doesn't it feel good to think about those who have helped us, to feel grateful? It's a really, really good feeling. Finally, let's recall, and Myra referred to this too, that commencement refers not to the end of your journey, but the beginning. And know that your vision of your perfect future might not turn out exactly the way you're looking at it today, because changes will come and challenges will come. You've learned that already in your educational journey, all kinds of challenges. I mean, that's our job to lay them in front of you, right, and see if you can get through them. But when that happens, I urge you to listen to that inner voice, nurtured by the person who helped you to see that best version of yourself that you just thought of. Because today, as a person I admire has suggested, we need people to be guided by their own sense of principle and not by the attraction of a culture that values ambition and sensationalism and celebrity and vulgarity and doing whatever it takes to win. And if enough of you listen to that inner voice, then your generation, for your generation, doing the right thing won't seem as rare, as hard, as foreign, or as special. I congratulate each of you and wish you fulfillment today and always. Thank you so much for this honor.